Barry White's Love Orchestra is playing, while the Queen of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and Ten of Wands come out. Well, looks like when it comes to some rod energy, there has been a divine transfer of power here with the Six of Pentacles right in the middle. So it looks like divine justice is being served. It's got something to do with love, and it's causing royalty for some, turmoil to others. Let's put some cards on the table. Cards on the table. Messages of encouragement by yours truly, Ayansa J. Muse. Messages that serve different collectives on different days. Moon days, moon, that one's for the ladies. Mars, Tuesdays, that one's for the fellas. Wednesday, Mercury, Uranus, that's for the eclectic collective. Thursday, Jupiter expands to the general public. Venus and Neptune bring love on Friday, so my Friday spreads are for the lovers. Saturdays, Saturn rule for the karmics at the crossroads. And Sundays are for all in a meditative state that just need a little bit of food for thought. They're specific, yet general, divinely aligned, yet timeless, practical, yet on another level, with notes of wisdom in between. So come, let's lay some cards on the table. Be sure to visit the description box of this video for all the links and information to book your personal tarot spread. Ashe. All right, so this message is for my general collective. So stick it where it applies. Let me make a little bit more room in my space here for some things. And you see the ashes there. So the Queen of Wands, Six of Pentacles in the middle, Ten of Wands on the back end. I'm seeing here that there's been a divine transfer of power, because look at how these cards just naturally lay out. The money's being, the pentacles are being handed in the Queen of Wands direction, while the scales of justice are being held over the head of the person in the Ten of Wands energy. And Wands is about magic and energy, so there might have been a lot of power called back. There might have been a divine transfer of wealth, a divine transfer of power, and if that power fell into your lap, congratulations. If you're in the Ten of Swords energy, the Spirit is giving, you might want to find safer things to do with your creative energy. Because the interesting thing about the Ten of Wands is that it represents burdens, but because they are 10 wands, they are burdens that you created. And this is according to divine justice. But those of you that are on the Queen of Wands side of things, be careful not to gloat or laugh too much, because your spirit is being tested as well. Remember, your spirit has to be rotted to a certain degree where you can enjoy another person's pain. And under the bottom of the deck, we got the Five of Cups. Regret. And this is coming from the person with on the Ten of Swords energy, and I'm gathering this is either someone in your recent past or distant past that did some wrong things to you, that had forced you to come into your power. And when you came into your power, you stayed righteous, you stayed upright, you stayed just, and as a result, the divine tilted the scales of justice in your favor. Now, if you are the one in the Ten of Wands energy, you need to find something safer to do than think it's okay to just try to take advantage of people and play in their energy and be predatory and karmic and all that. Because in the long run, it leads to regret. Because everything you put out by divine law is destined to come back to you. Hope you learned something. Let's take a look at where some people, where some energies are. All right, so give me the energy on the Queen of Wands energy. So we're going to look at where the Queen of Wands is right now. Okay. Frustration. If you are the one that is in the Queen of Wands energy, even though the divine scales of justice are tilting in your favor, you may feel a little frustrated. And what I'm getting, the Spirit is giving me the word survivor's guilt. You don't have to feel bad for not fitting into what society wanted you to be, because frustration is coming from trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Darling, be the square peg that you are so you can find square holes that they fit in. Because when abundance is in the picture, especially in the name of divine justice, that's going to piss people off. And you have to be okay with allowing them to be pissed. Okay? So, what's the energy of the Ten of Wands? Look at that. Fear. So, the person in the Ten of Wands energy is fearful. And if this is you, oh, shit. And then when I turned the deck over, the death card came out. So you must have did some majorly catastrophic shit to somebody that you shouldn't have. And this is a divine lesson to learn. Instead of trying to pick and choose who you can and can't get over on, why don't you check that part of yourself that wants to get over anyone? Okay? Stop looking for people to take advantage of. Stop looking for people to do wrong, because the divine lesson in this is that the 24/7 camera is always on. And everything you do to others is destined to come back to you. So, prayerfully, this death card means the ending of a cycle. But if you've done some things that might cost you the rest of your time on this planet, well, hope you do better in your next incarnation. That's all I can say. Whoo, child, this is a fool. Let me pull a couple of black roses off the vine so I can close this thing out. What's this all about? What is this all about? The Queen of Wands, divine gifts. With the present card showing up, we have a Queen of Wands here that's receiving a present from the divine. More presents for not abusing the present he or she was already given. And even though the Queen of Wands energy, even though you may have wanted to retaliate, you kept your energy bottled up until you could transmute it into something you could use. And that's when all that energy got transferred and tilted the scales of justice, landing this Ten of Wands on whoever was trying to come against you. What's this person's query? You got it. Jealousy. Toxic at the bottom of the deck. And union. It's a damn shame these days. Well, I know these days, it always has been. But it's a shame that these days we have to really watch who we fall in love with, because some people are divinely assigned to take certain people off of their paths. Divine ones, I mean. And this is about a divine union that turned out not to be so divine. Because whoever is in the Ten of Wands energy right now was jealous and a very toxic energy towards the Queen of Wands energy. And as a result, that jealousy and toxic energy resulted in the divine tipping the scales of justice, Six of Pentacles, in their favor, which led to the present, and this to the Ten of Wands, and this energy to the Ten of Wands. And what's the lesson to learn here, kids? Having a covetous spirit can be very, very dangerous. Because when you are envying what someone else has on their plate, you're not paying attention to what's on yours. And then when that jealousy boils over to a point where it takes actual action, you are doing nothing but endorsing your own downfall. And that's the heavier symbolism of the Ten of Wands, carrying your self inflicted burdens. So if you are in the Queen of Wands energy, congratulations. Stay humble, stay cool, and stay aligned. If you are in the Ten of Swords energy, find something safer to do and learn to do better. This has been another Cards on the Table message. If you need a personal read, send me a video request. The information is in my description box. And as always, tune in every Thursday for the funky Fire Starters for Fathers of Song and Veneration to Shango on 222.9 The Mothership. A question on the heart is the spirit's thirst for clarity. Readings, consultations, I call them intuitive counseling sessions, but you know what I mean. They're kind of like gumbo or peach cobbler. You may have tried many, but you haven't had mine. I can say I met the divine when I was about 9. Ever since I was 16, I found myself wondering, do I have an invisible "please come tell me your business" sign taped to my forehead? Then one day I was sitting at the bus stop at a crossroad, and I had the audacity to ask the goddess, why was I even sent to earth? And I became an ethereal, intuitive counselor. And the universe has been answering that question over and over again, one phone call at a time, for the last 9 years. From there, in between sessions, I began to relentlessly apply, align, and study the ways of the stars and of the ancients. 3 years in, Orisa priestesshood to Oya came knocking. Hence the Iya in the name Iyansa J, Iyansa, an Oya praise name. Oya is the Orisha who brings radical transformation and change. Make no mistake about it now, baby. I am no soothsayer. I am no fortune teller. I'm not a private investigator. I don't cast love spells. I'm not an emotional punching bag. I'm not a spiritual trash dump. I am not a haven for jinn spirits. I give guidance with clarity, with wisdom, with love, with truth. I unlock keys to your spiritual growth and your highest destiny according to your unique design. Ready for some evolutionary change? Let's talk. Flavorful, elite, divine guidance and wisdom, broken down to the practical to bring Oya's change into your life for the better. Call 314-200-0368. That's 314-200-0368 for spiritual mentorship and guidance readings by Iyansa JT Muse. All proceeds go to 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up.